Hello, Leo. My name is Camille, and you're watching Millennial Tarot. This is going to be your August 2018 reading. Before I get into your three-card spread, I wanted to say that I'm running a summertime special. I'm going to be doing my $5 readings again. So if you have a question, just one question, and $5 to spare, and you need insight and guidance and clarity, I would love to be that for you. Hit me up. I will leave my email and everything below, and we can get started that way. So I'm going to do a different type of reading for you because in between in between videos, I always try to do my Ujjayi breath and go inside and take a whole bunch of deep breaths. And while I was doing it, I was doing the cards like this, and it just felt better to let the cards come out for you this time instead of doing my traditional shuffle. Anyway, that's just why I'm doing this. One card already came out, so I'm going to continue to breathe and go within and see what other messages are coming up for you. It's just a more patient and measured way to do it. But, of course, I'll know when to stop. Let's see. Leo, August 2018. Well, 2016. That was 2 years ago. Do a forecast for your past. Alright, let me do it a few more times. See if anything else wants to come up. Alright. I'm pulling from the top. So let's see. Okay. So what's happening for you this month of August is you feel, especially off of the heels of your birthday or your birthday's happening, that there is something that you have been seeking for. It feels like a more of a spiritual resolution or a more of an emotional resolution, but it could also be a goal, a physical goal, partner, money, health, all these things. Just want to keep it as general as possible. And August sees you kind of hanging in there and kind of waiting it out and still trying to gain some wisdom, trying to gain some clarity for your situation. And then at the end of August, that is when we see the richness that you've been stirring within kind of being reflected back to you in your physical surroundings. So what we pulled was the Hermit card as the recent past, or setting off the energies of this reading. This is also Major Arcana card for your Zodiac's next door neighbor, Virgo. And then we have here the month of August, the Hanged Man, hanging in there, hanging in there, hanging in there. And then we end off the month with the luscious card of the Queen of Pentacles. So really, this story is about seeking for something within yourself or stirring something within yourself that then is going to provide an indication in your physical surroundings. So what it could also mean is, people always look to these readings for, am I going to get the job? Am I going to get the boyfriend? Am I going to get this? Am I going to do this? Is this going to settle? Blah, 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 blah. And yes, this is to say, yes, that's happening after some time of not going within, just after some time of pause. But I always like to still give the more introspective and spiritual perspective to these readings, which is that there is a part of yourself or you're going through a dark night of the soul, and there's a part of yourself that you really felt needed an emotional resolution. And then the end of August kind of sees divine synchronicities happening. It kind of sees something opening up for you. The wisdom that you have gathered is being reflected to you in situations that you then attract. So there's many ways to see this, but I also just wanted to give that spiritual thing because we have two deeply spiritual cards. The first one being the Hermit, which is the card of going within. It's the card of, this is my dark night of the soul, but I have this lantern and I'm going to learn. The Hermit card, and speaking of any type of Virgo energy, is being confronted with, oh, I thought the situation was perfect, or I thought I was perfect, and then the response being to that, what actions and what thoughts am I going to put in to make the situation better than what it was before. The Hermit card is always wiser for having been in the dark and having taken this time to rest and having taken time to step away from the Leo spotlight and to really tend to matters within. And then we have, setting that off with cards of pause, cards of rest. And then I even turned the deck upwards to see what was at the bottom. And here is another card, Four of Swords, a card of pause and a card of rest. So your greatest riches are going to be found by stepping back. Your greatest riches is going to be found by considering the situation from a different perspective. So the Hanged Man is upside down. So it speaks to flipping the situation upside down. How can you see it differently? How can you go about it differently? How can you incorporate people and things and techniques differently so that you get the desired outcome? Now, the desired outcome is coming towards the beginning of September and the end of August, but the Queen of Pentacles does speak to a more patient and slow process. So it's not something that's going to happen upon you like in a day and all this work will make sense and then you have this day of epiphany and then the rest of your life is beautiful. Which it will be, but things happen in a more slow and steady type of give and take way with these deeply spiritual matters. Of course, if this is just a reading for you of when am I going to get the job, when am I going to get this, when am I going to get that, hang in there and know that it is coming. But what I feel like most Leos are going for, or both, you could be doing both in conjunction, you could be wondering about the physical thing when it's coming and still have some spiritual things that you need to work out. But the Hanged Man is coming in to say another card of wisdom, another card of gathering, another card of receiving things when we rest, receiving things when we stop, receiving things when we ponder, when we think. The prevailing thought of American society is that in order to receive things that we want, we have to continue, we have to always be go, go, go. And of course, we can't just sit around and pray to God and take no action and hope that things will change. But rather, it's the marriage between introspection, between meditation, between pausing and resting, and action that then we get what we want. So it can't be all action all the time and we refuse to check in, but also it can't be checking in all the time and we refuse to go. So that's why I really feel like the theme of the Hermit with the Hanged Man coming up to say, be patient in your resting time. Be patient and let the universe work out things for you behind your back. Be patient and gather what you can here, because a lot of times it's in periods of rest. And, these two cards also speak to the retrogrades that we're going through and are going through, of a return to inward self, of a return to examining the self. And knowing that what will come from that is a shift in your physical life. So that's what the Queen of Pentacles is here to represent. Both riches, both the money, both the luck, both the person, but also seeing, like I said in the beginning, the richness from having been by yourself being reflected to you in your outer circumstances. It also reflects a time of more increased optimism, a more increased synchronicities. It represents a time of feeling better about yourself for having gone through your Hermit phase and your Hanged Man phase. The Hermit is like, this is the actual dark thing that was going on. This is the actual, like, wow. And it was a burden, and it it sent you almost to like an early grave. Like, it gave you gray hairs. It was like stressful, and that's in the past, so that's over. But when we go through those times, we still acquire deeply profound spiritual nuggets, and our character kind of glows in the dark during those times, because we have to what should I say? The only way to the light is to go through the darkness, and the things that we acquire in the darkness is becoming stronger in our broken places. And then August still seeing you in that place of enlightenment, in that place of pause, where we're no longer in the dark, right? And we're willing to be more flexible, right? We're willing to see it differently. We're willing to give the person another chance. We're willing to be a little bit more loosey-goosey with how we attempt to achieve a thing or how we attempt to get over something. Because the Hanged Man is flip-flopped, right? So it's all about seeing things in a different way, in a different perspective, turning it on its side, seeing what's underneath it, seeing how it works, seeing how it ticks. So you're still in this investigation type of period. And then we move into the actual manifestation of what you have gleaned during this time, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So any type of example I want to give is like when we go into meditation, usually meditations are always happening because we seek for something or something in our life isn't going well. When we do that and we take the time to pause and we take the time to rest, that is when our outward circumstances then reflect back to us what we have gathered. So this speaks to a time of pause, it speaks to a time of rest, and doing something productive in that time, and coming out on the other side with like, oh, I have this thing, or the universe is giving me this, and the universe is giving me that. The Queen of Pentacles is a very strong, receptive energy. It's not like the Two of Pentacles or like the Six of Pentacles, you know, all these things. Like, she's very strong and she's very wise, and we have three wise people here. So it's like your character is strengthened by 1,000,000%, whatever you were going through. And the first thing that came to mind because of the Hanged Man when I saw this reading was hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. The happy ending is coming. The resolution is coming. You come to realize why you went through the struggle. You come to realize why you had to go through the darkness. You come to realize why you had to let that person go. You come to realize why that person let you go. And then you end off the month sitting atop your throne, having acquired this beautiful internal richness that is then being reflected to you in your finances and your health and your beautiful smile and people loving you, all that stuff. So hang in there, Leo. That is a theme for you this month, and to really take the growing and the learning and the darkness that you went through and really flipping it so that it can work for you. Retrogrades, just to speak back to that if anyone cares about astrology, are a time of reflection and making that downswell, those pauses, those depressions work for you. Don't just stop and stare and look at your surroundings and twiddle your thumb and hope that things will change. No, do work in your darkness. Do work in the sadness, and know that you will emerge on the other side with dividends from having done that work, from having hung in there, from having really flexed your mental ability to see something differently and to come out on the other side feeling enriched. So it's really about hanging in there and knowing that the light is at the end of the tunnel and that you are pummeling towards it even right now. So Leo, this has been your reading. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you are okay with the fact that it's more esoteric and spiritual in nature. But of course, if you need something for your actual situation, hit me up below. Email $5, millennialtarot1@gmail.com. Until then, I will see you in September. I do love and cherish every single one of you. Know that the good times are on their way, and the slowness and the pause and the darkness is not in vain. All right? See ya. Peace. Oh, trip me over my words. Bye.